I'm Stavros and welcome to our channel TimeSort. In today's video we're gonna see something different. We're gonna combine all these items that you see right here and we're gonna create a computer. So come along and see how my first computer build is going to be. So we will use this B450 Tomahawk Max motherboard in order for us to build this computer. We have selected this because I believe it's a basic motherboard at this time. It can support a Zen 2 Ryzen. Right now, from just installing it, you don't need to update the BIOS and do nothing at all. So at the price range and what it has inside as specs is very good as a motherboard. Furthermore, we have selected this TP-Link card in order for us to have access to the Ethernet from Wi-Fi. Until, of course, we're going to use the Ethernet connection, but until that happens, we are going to use this card right here. It's very basic and it's something that gives us access to the Ethernet. Furthermore, we're going to use the NVMe right here. As you can see, it's a Kingston 500 gigabytes space, and it's quite fast. I believe it has 2200 megabytes per second speed on the read and 2000 megabytes per second write on the speed. It's, I believe, quite fair on the market. You might find slower or faster, but I believe Kingston is a very good brand. I'm not advertising anything, but I believe it's very good. Furthermore, we're going to use this HyperX RAM. It's a 2-module 16 gigabyte 3200 megahertz XMP RAM. It can go with this motherboard without any issues. The motherboard can support this speed without any problems at all. Now, kindly forgive me for the wrong name that I'm going to pronounce, but we are going to use the Xilinx PSU for our electrical support in the computer. It's a 650 watts gold plus gold, and I have selected plus gold in order for me to be more near at the 650 watts, while going at the browns or silver or something like that you might go like 500 or 550 even if it's a 650. So 650 W, it's gold, and it has full wire, but that's not need to concern us. We can hide them inside the tower and everything is going to be fine. Now, how are we going to call our CPU? We didn't just select just a fan to hang around from the motherboard and maybe destroy the motherboard bases. We have selected a little bit something different. It's, sorry again about the name, we have selected this Xilinx cooling system. It's 240 fans, it's 120 and 120. It's quite good for the price range that we have selected it. If the fan itself can go, can spin up to 1100 RPM, and the pump itself, it can go up to 2100. The bad thing is that I have done some search over the internet about this kind of products. All the products are saying things at the speeds about the RPMs of the fans, but not so many are saying the speeds about the pump. So please guys, have a look about it. As well, this cooling system has longer cables from the pump to the radiator, which makes it agile that you can put it in big, even full towers. I believe my one is a midi one, so it can fit very nice and easy. But if I can upgrade it in the future, maybe in a full one, I can actually use this one as well without any issues. Now, where are we going to put all these? We're going to put them in this Silentum tower. It's a Regnum RG4TF, if I remember correct. Frosty white, to be honest. And it's a quite big and spacious tower. It can include there our PSU without any issues. It can has 2 hard disk drives, 4 SSDs, the 1 NVMe on the motherboard. If you of course don't get this motherboard and get another one, you might have 2 NVMe's inside. Now, fans, it includes 3 fans inside that can go up to 1200 RPM, and as well the tower itself, it has a selecting option of the RPM by itself. The fans of the tower will be a little bit noisy, but it will not bother you that much. You can play computer games and listen to music without any issues. Now, furthermore, this computer has 3 magnet filters that you can clean your computer way much more easier and adjust it. It has a tempered glass as well, so you can see some RGB lighting in case you put, like for example, this one right here. Of course, you can put some other things, like for example, you can change the fans, you can go from 120, it has 3 as I told you earlier, but you can upgrade the 120 to 6, or you can don't go for the 6 and you can take out the already 2 that they are there and have 4 of 140 millimeters fans, which will going to be much more good for your airflow. Now let's go to the part that you all be waiting. Yes, that's right. That's the CPU and the graphics card. I have talked about all the items that, okay, you got this, but you didn't talk about the CPU and the graphics card. That's what we are waiting for. Yes, I didn't tell that because it's not so important right now. Reason being is I have selected, let's say, the minimal edition that I can add on all of these right here. What I have selected? I have selected a Ryzen 200GE CPU or AMD. Not so sure if it's actually a Ryzen, but it's for sure an AMD. It's an AM4 socket, which means that it can match with this motherboard right here. The down effects of this CPU combined with all the system is that it locks our memory sticks right here to the speed of 2666 MHz instead of the 3200. As well, the clock speed of the CPU goes up to 3200 MHz. It cannot be modified even if you go down to the BIOS to have a look how you can do that. It has already included Vega 3 graphics, which means that we don't need a graphics card in order to operate our computer, but it takes 2 GB of our RAM in order for it to be run. But still, we have 14 GB of RAM to run the computer. It's a 2-core, 4-threads CPU. It's quite alright. It's very basic. I'm saying it again, it's very minimal as an option, but we are actually waiting what is going on with this market, with this graphics card stock market. It's going up and more up. It doesn't stop. We're just waiting to see what is going to happen. I mean, the mining society have taken over all the graphics cards, and they have the price went so high, so we don't know what we are going to do still, but we have some plans going on here and there. So you are going to see in the future some modifications that we are going to do on this system right here. So stick around to see what is going to happen in the coming future. Now let's go on and see how we're going to build up this computer right here. I have to let you know that this video is quite long, so make a beverage to enjoy it better. Let's start by taking out the motherboard from the box, and as well all the necessary items that we are going to need. That's our CPU. Yes, I know. I should not touch the pins. It's very easy to install it. Just follow the arrows. Now, let's install the base for the cooling of our CPU at the bottom side of the motherboard. Then turn it around to make it tight. Don't forget to add the O-rings so you will not damage the motherboard. I'm installing the attachment for the pump, and I'm going to install as well the fans on the radiator. Make sure that the cables are going in the direction that you want, and I'm talking about the cables of the electricity and RGB. Time to install our memory. I'm following the instructions from the book to make sure they will go at the correct position. Now, let's install the motherboard inside the tower. If you are using a motherboard like this, you will need to pre-install screws under the motherboard on the tower, and then add the motherboard and use screws to tighten this up on the tower. We are going to put the PSU now. It's going to be more easy if it was fully modular. Cable management. Well, let's give some power to the CPU and some to the motherboard. The rest will hide as we don't need them for now. This is where we are connecting the CPU and the motherboard. Time to install the NVMe the correct way. it's time to connect the start and the reset on top of the tower. Make sure you connect them at the right pins. And this is USB 3.0 and USB 2.0 connections. Let's connect the front audio connector. There is the magnet duster, one of the three. Now that I have completed the installation of the motherboard, it's time to install the water cooling for the CPU. Make sure it's tight and safe because it's above your motherboard, CPU and GPU, but we don't have on this one yet. Let's give some electricity to the water cooler for the RGB lights. Here how it looks after all the items have been installed. It's time to connect it to the grid and start it up for first time. I'm having a look for water leak and as well if the fans are blowing air in the direction that is needed. Thank you all for watching this video so far. If you have any questions about the build-up, or any suggestions as well for this build-up, please do leave them down on the comment section below. We want to hear your opinion. As well, more videos are coming your way for this computer. We have installed a basic CPU, as we told earlier, and no GPU. So these two items are coming up. Now, share this video if you like it, subscribe with us for more videos that are coming up, support us on Patreon. Thank you and have a wonderful day.